ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीराम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्राय नमः। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। ॐ श्रीहनुमते नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनं। ॐ श्रीचिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। ॐ श्री तुलसीदासाय नमः। हरि ओम, a warm welcome. A very interesting thought which we might have seen in and through. The thought is, the very thought of Bhagavan brings happiness. These tribal people, they don't know anything. Very innocent heart, but the very thought of Bhagavan brings so much of joy. We have been seeing, even in yesterday's session we saw how wonderful are their feelings when it comes to Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra Ji. And all of them They wanted to do everything. Hey Rama, we will take care of everything, not to worry, they said. Is it not? And then when Ramchandraji said, we are fine, now you proceed. He requested them to go back to their homes, to their families. Maybe they will come tomorrow, that may happen, whatever it is. But he asked them to go back. सुमिरत राम ही तज ही जन तृण सम विषय बिलासु. All of them, Sumirat Ramahi, they remembered, took Ramchandraji in their heart and remembered only him. Tajahi Jana, people, because of his instruction, they wanted to respect and they started going back to their homes. Trinasama Vishaya Bilasu, they never bothered anything other than Rama. All the sense, pleasure, etc. were, like Trinasama for them. Rama is the ultimate. Rama Priya Jagajanani Siya Kachuna Achara Jutasu. When tribal people also did not consider anything greater than Bhagavan Ramchandraji, what to talk of Sita ji? Is it not? So, Rama Priya, Sita ji, Jagat Janani, the Lord of the universe, Siya, Sita ji, Kachuna Acharujutasu, for her to give up the entire Ayodhya, family, people, all those sukha and come along with Ramchandraji is not a big surprise. Is what Tulsi Dasi writes, continuing, Siya lakhana jehi bidhi sukhulahi, soi raghunath karahi soi kahi, kahi puratana katha kahani, sunahi lakhanu siya ati sukumani, jab jab ram avadha sudhi karahi, तब तब बारी बिलोचन बरही, सुमिरी मातु पितु परिजन भाई, भरत सनेहु सीलु सेवकाई, कृपा सिंधु प्रभु होहि दुखारी, धीरजु धरहि कुसुमऊ बिचारी, लखिसिय लखनु बिकल होई जाहि, जिमि पुरुष ही अनुसर परिछाहि, प्रिया बंधु गति लखि रघुनंदनु, धीर कृपाल भगत उर चंदनु, लगे कहन कछु कथा पुनीता, सुनि सुख लहि लखनु अरु सीता, राम लखनु सीता सहित सोहत परन निकेत, जिमि बासव बस अमरपुर, सची जयंत समेत, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. A family, when we say, is a group of people who are bound together, not somebody else, but the blood relationship is what we understand. And that family, the father, mother, children, maybe grandfather, grandmother, grandchildren. There were days when there were joint families. Joint families meaning what? All the blood relations living together. Mother, father would be very aged. Then you have four brothers or two sisters also who are not yet married, let us say, or even who are married and their family also. All of them were living together. It was like, 40 people, 36 people living together. I remember in my very childhood, we have been, hearing about the families, The previous 36 people together. The kitchen was like a hotel only. And people work in the kitchen, constantly are in kitchen only. They would never come out at all, as though. Why? So many people they have to cook and serve. And once that is served, there was nothing like, servant maids those days. The people in the kitchen, the women in the kitchen, they only have to take care of everything. So, cooking, eating, cleaning, cooking, eating, cleaning, preparation. This is how life would go for them, and they would happily do it. Underline, italics bold. They would happily do it. And the whole family was so very happy. They lived very happily. Think. This joint family, they loved each other so sincerely, so delightfully. Love is the only bond that keeps relationships together. And when it is pure love, that love cannot find faults. Today, it is so unfortunate. With due respects, exception sustained for the benefit of doubt. Otherwise, pure love within the family is always temporary. I am sorry for this. The one who is listening will definitely acknowledge me, if not in their family, in their surroundings. Think. Pure love is almost have become a dream, a fanciful thinking these days. And therefore we find so much of noise within the house, so much of miscommunication, so much of friction. In that noise, in that friction, in the miscommunication, and in that lack of pure love, even if people are together, they are not together. Each one turning one direction. Like probably the Navagraha, we find none of the grahas are seeing or looking at each other. Similarly, people live at house. And now, in modern days, no question, they just leave and go. Think. They don't care about their parents. Each one of them, they are worried about their own family, husband, wife, children. Husband, that's all. Nuclear families are being formed and each one is in one direction. A man has got 3 sons, etc. and he still lives alone because none of the 3 sons want to take care of the elders. Think. Reason? Lack of pure, sincere, uncontaminated love. And in wonderful texts like Ramayan or even in other texts like Bhagavatam, etc., you will find there are so many episodes which bring out this wonderful value, this wonderful virtue called love, not because of anything, in spite of everything. Think. In today's world, the married couple is there and the father says, you get out of the house, the next thought is, how much will you give me? Partition, give me my share of all your assets. Think. This is the way today's world is. But all these wonderful texts show us what is love. Show us what is respect. Show us what is surrender. And every given period of time you will find there is so much of significance, so much of symbolism, so much of depiction of what is pure love, and one is ready to sacrifice all sukha for the sake of that love. Be it these tribal people towards Rama, be it Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna towards Rama, or be it Sita ji towards Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji. Every one of them depict what love can do. Think. Kaikeyi might have sent Rama. Bharata did not send. Bharata showed what Bharata is an embodiment of love. We will see about Bharata soon. Here you find Sita ji, expressing her love, not by saying, I love you so much, No. The way she lives, the way she has sacrificed, and the way she remains happy with Bhagavan Ramchandra ji is a lesson to all the modern couples. They remain loving each other not because of the external situations, but for the sake of love. This pure love between each other can be called as family, or has to be called as family. They need not be blood relationship. There can be four friends living together, and they sacrifice for the sake of each other because of love. They are family. Think. Today, the husband does not care what the wife wants, desires. The wife is not worried about what her husband is thinking, what is his goal of life. All that the wife is not ready to accept. She wants him to be the way she wants him to be, and he wants her to be the way he wants her to be. Think of that. To understand each other, to accept the limitations, to support in the goal of the other, not worrying about what pain or suffering I may undergo, but for the sake of that person's goal, I support. This is called family. This is called love. How much do we see in the Ramakatha? So many depictions of beautiful love and affection. Father and mother, father and son, son and mother, husband and wife, between the brothers. Oh my God. Today if somebody talks, no, you have to be like that, don't tell me Ramayana. How horrible we are. How terrible was that statement. Think. Ramayan, such a beautiful grantha which teaches us how to love, how to hold the relationships together. How beautiful. Siya lakhana jehi bidi sukulahi soi raghunata karahi soi kahahi. What a beautiful statement. Raghunatha, Sri Ramchandra ji, he will perform karahi, soi kahahi. He will only speak that which siya lakhana jehi bidi sukulahi, because of which Sita ji and Lakshman ji will derive joy. That alone he speaks. And definitely, there are two places where it is said, between Ramchandra ji and Sita ji, they would speak. Sita ji would hardly speak. But when it comes to establishing a particular thought, she will vehemently, firmly establish, like how she said, I have to go with my Bhagavan, I cannot stay in Ayodhya. There she was very firm, assertive. But at the same time, she doesn't really speak because her love speaks in the form of her action. Lakshmana, look at that. He has surrendered everything. He has given up just within a fraction of a second. He just throws away all pleasures and comes behind his brother. Think, do we have such brothers today? When Sita ji, Lakshman ji has given up everything and come behind Ramchandra ji, naturally you will find Ramchandra ji's love is so much towards them, and it is because of that love that they are ready to give up everything and come behind Ramchandra ji. And therefore we find Raghunatha karahi soi kahahi soi Sita lakhana sukulahi. How beautiful, isn't it? Kahi puratana katha kahani sunahi lakhanu siya ati sukhumani. They have to go for a long walk, isn't it? In the forest. There is no beautiful buildings. There are no people walking around to see and smile. Hi, how are you? No. It is harsh forest, hard forest. We don't know when any creature will come to eat them. We don't know what is going to be ahead. That is a condition. Yet they just walk. And while walking, if we walk silently, we may get bored, we may get more tired. Even now, we all also go to some trips and all, isn't it? Yatra. And when you go for yatra, let us say 50 people have taken a bus, hired a bus and go. You think all of them will keep quiet and go in that bus? No. They'll mix so much of noise, isn't it? Singing. Today they will sing all the, whom do you think will sing only Ram Bhajan, etc. They will sing all the movie songs. Ultimately, they have to be happy. For that, they will make all sorts of noise. But during this period, Ramchandraji, Lakshmanji and Sitaji, when they were going, Ramchandraji used to narrate lot of Puratana Katha, lot of old stories, so that, the mind is kept engaged, 1. 2, you won't feel bored. 3, you won't feel that legs are paining. There will not be any fatigue. So he would narrate a lot of stories. And stories is something everybody loves, isn't it? Why only children? Elders also love stories. Is it not? Sunahi, having listened to that, Lakhanusiya Ati Sukumani. Listening to those stories, Lakshmanji and Sitaji kept their mind engaged in listening to the stories, and they would not even feel any fatigue. Sukumani, they would be so delighted, so happy. Jaba jaba Rama avada sudhikarahi, taba taba bari bilochana barahi. Whenever Ramchandraji thought of Ayodhya, one of the, probably the narration of some stories might be about Ayodhya. Whenever he would think of Ayodhya, taba taba bara bilochana barahi, his eyes were welled, meaning a lot of tears were there in his eyes. He was feeling so heavy in his heart, thinking about Ayodhya. Sumiri matu pitu parijana bhai, bharata sane usilu sevakai. When he recalled, when he remembered, what? Matu pitu parijana bhai. Matu pitu, father and mother, and then his family, his brothers. Bharata sane usilu sevakai. At every given portion of Ramayan, Bharata is kept at a very high pedestal because of his love towards Rama. He was an embodiment of love, incomparable. That is why even in the Hanuman Chalisa, we say, even while Lakshmana is with Ramchandraji, he says, Tuma mama priya Bharata hi samabhai. Lakshmana did not get wild. Think. Bharata was an embodiment of love. Bharata sanehu siilu sevakai. Bharata, particularly Bharata, his sanehu, love, his affection. Siilu, his character. And sevakai, his devotion and service to Bhagavan Ramchandraji is supreme in its nature. Incomparable. Kripa Sindhu Prabhu ho hi dukhari. Kripa Sindhu, Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji, he would become so sad while thinking about Ayodhya, while thinking about his brothers. And suddenly, Dhiraju dharahi kusumavu bichari. Then immediately he thought, oh, Sita and Lakshmana, both of them are also becoming sad because I am being sad. Therefore, he realized that they will also become sad, and slowly he recovered himself. He collected himself and then became very, very calm and quiet. Why? If he continues to be worried, it is an unfavorable situation. Sitaji and Lakshmanji also will become very unhappy. They will also feel sad. Therefore, Lakhisiya lakhanu bikala hui jahi. Perceiving that Sitaji and Lakshmanji also felt distressed, Jimi Purushahi Anusara Parichahi. A very beautiful example is given. The shade of a person while you are walking. Let us say the Surya is behind you and you are walking, the shade is ahead of you. If I lift my hand, shade also will lift up the hand. If I lift my leg, the shade also will lift the leg. So shade exactly obeys what the master does. Similarly, Lakshmanji and Sitaji were like the shade of the master Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji. So if Ramchandraji is happy, they are also happy. If Ramchandraji is sad, they also are sad. Therefore, perceiving this, what? The love what Sitaji and Lakshmanji has, Ramchandraji slowly collected himself. Priya bandhu gati lakhi raghunandanu dhira kripala bhagata ura chandanu. He immediately perceived, he realized, he started feeling that his consort Sitaji and brother Lakshmana, both of them are getting sad because he is feeling sad thinking about Ayodhya, family, brothers, etc. He slowly recovered. He became calm. Dhira Kripala Bhagata Ura Chandanu. He is the delighter of all his devotees. He is a delighter of the Raghuvamsha, and such delighter Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji, he became calm and to soothe his devotees, Lage kahana kachu katha punita suni sukhula hilakhanu arusita. Again, he said, hey, Lakshmana, I forgot to tell you this particular incident. You know what happened? And then he would start again some other legendary stories or some, occasion what happened, some incidents what has happened earlier, which brought lot of energy, enthusiasm, delight to both Sitaji and Lakshmanji. And he would bring them back from that sad mood to another delightful mood. This indicates how sensitive Ramchandraji was towards his wife Sitaji, consort Sitaji, and his brother Lakshmanji. This indicates how a family member has to be sensing the mind, the heart of the other members of the family and inspire them to be happy alone. Even a condition, a situation, a circumstances come that they will become unhappy, even in that condition, turning their mind towards joy and making them forget the pain and suffering of the past is the very duty of a family member. Today, one or two conditions turn away this way, then there is enmity in a manner of saying. Each one don't talk to each other properly. Each one turns their face. If the other person is wrong, if the other person is sad, if the other person is doing something not very good for you, you don't have to bother about it. Let him do. You love. The depth of my love should change the other person's mentality. Don't expect that also. Do your duty. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu. Your duty is to love your people. Love them. In spite of what they are. Doesn't matter what they do or what they not do. Whether they speak to you properly or don't speak to you properly. Whether they respond to you or not respond to you. Doesn't matter. You can express your mind, and once done, keep quiet. Let the other person do whatever they want. Continue to be the way you are. Isn't it true? The other person in the family also wants so many things from you but cannot express. Can't you feel that? You can't. Why? There is no bond. There is no love, pure love between the two. There is no understanding. You expect the other person to express, and most of the time many people fail to express. They expect the other person to know, which need not happen. So what? You love them. Why should you love them? Because you can love them. Simple answer. Just do it. You will see a sea of change coming into the other person also, and the other person also will understand. He has to understand. After all, he has got a mind and a heart. Why can't he understand? He or she, for that matter. Therefore, do your duty. Karmani eva adhikarahate, when Bhagavad Gita says, your duty is to do what you would expect from the other person. Let the other person understand or not understand. Just do it. This brings in a beautiful relationship between the husband and wife, the parents and the children, children and the grandparents, between the siblings, whoever it may be, whatever the relationship may be. If there is no relationship, doesn't matter. Neighbors are there, community is there, society is there, Desha is there, and overall humanity is there. To everybody you can shower that super beautiful, supreme love. Can't we? Are we so poor? Daridrata of prema, daridrata of, vatsalya brings noise. If the other person does not have love for you, that is his problem or her problem. You love. Show that person. Demonstrate to that person what you can do. Can't we? Are we incapable? If we are incapable, then you have no right to expect it from the other person. If you are capable, just do it. Think. Look at that. Lage kahana kachu katha punita. He continued, he bounced back and he started telling lot of katha. And Suni Sukulahi, listening to that, Sita ji and Lakshman ji, Lakhanaru Sita, they enjoyed that and they forgot the whole family, the pain, the suffering, whatsoever may be, even the pain that would happen because of the walking in the forest. They never bothered. Why? They were enjoying that love of Ramchandra ji in the form of narrating so many stories and keeping them in good humor. A family should be like that. That is a glory of a family. Ramu Lakhan Sita Sahita Sohata Parananiketa. All of them, they lived in that Parananiketa, meaning that beautiful kutira of leaves. They were shining in that kutira. Not that the kutira was painted, not that the decorated. No. The kutira shone because of what? Because of that beautiful virtue of pure love between each other. Jimi basa babasa amarapura sachi jayanta sameta. Even Indra, and in the city of immortals with his spouse Shachi and his son Jayanta, just as they lived happily there, Ramchandra ji, Sita ji and Lakshman ji beautifully, happily, joyfully reveled in their love towards each other in that beautiful kutira in Panchavati. Very, very Chitrakoot. Very beautiful prasanga. We will conclude this prasanga today, now, and we will take it up in the next series. Because further, the tone of the katha changes. Now, 1 week, we will revel in this tone of the katha and come back next month, the 1st of April, and we'll see how the story changes the track. Thank you very much for being with me in the journey of my own sadhana. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।